This episode is sponsored by Sunsama. Stick around till the end of the video to learn more about it. Hello brains, what's something you've been wanting to do for a while and just can't seem to find the time? Right, that's an IBNU. We tend to have a lot of them. What's an IBNU? Great question. IBNU is the term I use as a shorthand for things that are important but not urgent, aka the tasks, activities, or entire projects those of us with ADHD often don't get to unless they become urgent, at which point it's often a crisis. I came up with the term after learning about the Eisenhower matrix, which was developed by Stephen Covey based on a concept by Dwight D. Eisenhower about tasks being divided into two categories, urgent and important. Behold, the matrix. So tasks can be urgent and important, urgent but not important, not urgent and not important, or important but not urgent. IBNU. I talk more about that in this video, where I first introduced the term. Long before we had 1.5 million subscribers and I could actually make it a thing, I was trying to make IBNU a thing. IBNU did not become a thing, and I barely ever use the matrix. The matrix. Honestly, a lot of what falls into these categories is subjective, and I tend to get stuck trying to decide which tasks should go where. Also, I rarely have the patience to write out my tasks and stick them in a matrix, period. But I do still mentally run through my tasks and identify the IBNUs, because they're important and least likely to get done. Why are IBNUs least likely to get done? Great question. Because ADHD brains tend to prioritize what is urgent over what is important, which means things that are not important but are urgent will naturally be prioritized over things that are important but not urgent. So either we never get to these IBNUs, or the due date for them gets close enough that they become urgent. This is a problem for a few reasons. One, our urgent and important box is often overflowing. We race from one dumpster fire to the next, running on adrenaline, and that's not great for us long term. And because of this, we aren't able to do the important stuff that will make future dumpster fires less frequent, or improve our resilience for dealing with them. Two, if they become urgent, by the time they do, IBNUs are often a full-on crisis. Unlike urgent and important things that pop up as urgent and important, for instance, you get an exciting phone call. Tasks that are important but not urgent for a long time are harder to knock out quickly, like filling out college applications or finding a new job. IBNUs are the tasks that contribute to our success, to long-term goals. They often take time. When we have to knock them out quickly, it takes a toll on the rest of our life, on our budget, on our sense of safety and well-being. And sometimes the damage is done. I just had 2 teeth pulled. Going to the dentist? That's an IBNU. 3. Sometimes IBNUs never become urgent, so we never get to them. It's something we keep promising ourselves we'll do someday, and then, well, we never get to do something that really matters to us because it never becomes urgent enough. So we don't live a life that's as fulfilling as it could be. So how do we change that? What do we do if we identify an IBNU? Well, schedule it, as Stephen Covey suggests. For a lot of us, if it's not on our calendar, it doesn't exist. We'll never have time for it because we'll fill up our days with stuff that's more urgent until the day that it eventually becomes urgent, if that ever happens. That's true for most people. But, for those of us with ADHD, that's typically not enough. Our brains tend to pull us back toward what feels urgent, regardless of what's scheduled. So to actually do the IBNU we've made time for, we might need to use some strategies. Add accountability, do it with a friend, hire an ADHD coach, set a timer and sprint, add salient rewards, make the task more interesting, add novelty, adjust the level of challenge so it's stimulating enough, but not so hard it's discouraging. Put your reason for the IBNU in a place you can be reminded of it. There are a ton of strategies that can help those with ADHD do the thing. Danny Donovan made a whole dang book of them. And you can check out our video on adding motivational planks here. Honestly, most ADHD strategies are about helping us do the thing. But it all starts with being able to recognize what thing we need to use these strategies for. Just because it's an IBNU doesn't mean we have to do it, but it's good to recognize them for what they are. Things we're probably not gonna get to someday without some extra supports in place. So, what's your IBNU? Let us know in the comments below. And for those of you who are making progress on your IBNUs, let us know what helps you make time for them. And then, actually do them. Our future completed IBNUs, thank you. One of the tools that's helping me tackle my IBNUs is Sunsama. Sunsama is a system of doing good work consistently without burning out. It was created after years of research, shadowing thousands of busy professionals to see how they work. What the founders of Sunsama learned was that the key to stress-free, focused, and effective workdays was to take a few minutes each day to plan out a reasonable workday. They built Sunsama around this insight. Sunsama has a weekly planning mode where you can enter your objectives for the week. I usually try to stick to 3, no more than 4, and then plan out your days in a way way that helps you actually make time for them. When you enter your tasks for each day, which you can pull in from Asana, email, Google Calendar, your brain, wherever, you can hit R to assign them to an objective so you can prioritize those tasks. You can easily see which tasks are tied to your weekly objectives because there's a little purple target symbol right on the task. Work through your week, and then the next week you can see how much of your time was spent on those tasks. It's a great way to increase mindfulness about how you're spending your time, and if it's on the things you meant to spend your time on, or if you spent most of your time putting out fires. Will it make it so you don't have ADHD anymore and can always focus on what you intended to focus on? No, but it can help you see time, resolve overscheduling issues before they become a crisis, and help you be done, go home, and enjoy the rest of your life. If you'd like to try Sunsama, go to sunsama.com/a/howtoADHD. And if you need any support, you can click on this friendly little emojicon support guy here and search their help docs, and even send them a message. Let me know what you think. Thank you to my brain advocates and all my Patreon brains for supporting me finishing one of my IBNUs, writing a book. Like, subscribe, click all the things, and I will see you next video. Bye, brains!